Whim is a mindset. It is really instinct coupled with fearlessness. So if you think about whim or whims you've had in your life, it was usually a moment where you took a risk, where you did something that was outside of your comfort zone, and then the most amazing and memorable experience happened afterwards. My name is Lori McCall, and I'm the founder and CEO of Whim Detroit. I grew up on a farm in Canada. We didn't have a lot of resources, so you had to be very creative with how you actually saw your dreams come true. When I brought together different people to sit together in a room, I was always amazed at what outcomes would come from those discussions, from breaking down walls, from creating an environment where other people can really share what they do, using technology really to disrupt the way that we look at things. I want to introduce you to Shelley. She is the founder of Alchemy Detroit, which is a women's wear label inspired by classic lines. We're building a platform that showcases digital storytelling and supply chain transparency. Here's some background on the challenges that exist with bringing manufacturing back to the United States.
We literally shut down our factories, our mills, and we sold our equipment overseas. When you think about it that way, the machines physically don't exist here. The talent doesn't exist here. I think that there are even larger manufacturers who are interested in reshoring, but the technical skill isn't here, and neither are the machines. So it's a really, really big problem for people who really find value in having things made here, having quality pieces. So I'm sure the talent's here. It's how do we find it? How do we harness it? How do we collaborate? And that's what I love about this project.
Shelley has a dream of bringing her supply chain back to the US. So we are merging automotive manufacturing principles and technology together to support that dream. I want to introduce you to Anjali. She is focused on sustaining long-standing artisan weaving techniques. We sat down and had a conversation about how she is working to make a difference in her home country. Here is a snippet of what we discussed.
The techniques that I'm focusing on are quite ancient. They are 500 to 1,000 years plus techniques, especially in weaving. So finding families that are the sole survivors of those techniques, working with them, exploring methods where, we make a classic product that anybody in the world can connect to, but yet its roots are embedded in a beautiful heritage, a beautiful story that they can connect with, and definitely at a price point that is mindful is also another way of finding a solution.
So this brings me to one of my key collaborators. Her name is Sarah, and she owns a local cut and sew company that focuses on small-scale production. Her focus is on educating our community about sustainable fashion practices and supporting our local industry. Here's a segment from our conversation.
So I'm Sarah. I'm from William & Bonney. We do cut and sew production in Hamtramck, focusing on small scale, so very limited run, but high quality production. In-house, we've always incorporated sustainable practices, meaning that if it's a natural fiber, we do textile compost. If it's not something that is compostable and we can't really use it in that sense, or reuse it for another project. So we've started collaborating with urban farmers in Detroit to buy their past saleable produce, for them they can still make a profit, so their business becomes sustainable, and then I can use it for the natural dyeing process to custom dye fabrics for local designers that don't necessarily meet the fabric minimums of the larger textile houses. And the beautiful thing with meeting Lori is, by her technological development, she really has the capacity to scale it back up in terms of transparency and allowing these same designers a broader platform to discuss, like, these are the steps that we've taken in our way and how can we make money off of that. These corporations can make tons of money by saying they're sustainable, and it's just a buzzword and it's something they're like, I use recycled paper. But there's this very clear step, this very clear process that she's able to use for them. It also gives them a financial advantage. In addition to being something I think that a lot of people really believe in. So I think that this collaboration is very exciting for me at that level and for the designers that I work with.
This is just the beginning of our story. Together, we are building a platform that educates the consumer and brings transparency to the supply chain. In Detroit, we are merging fashion, technology, and sustainable practices so our designers thrive.
Yeah, this is totally like an SNL skit. We are totally
A
like
really long
Yeah.
skit.
Okay, Kat. You were talking about
Yeah.
you and I
That's
could
like-
never be on the news.
Literally a good morning show. We're better than Kathy Lee.
That's true.
Oh, that's sweet. What's that?
The thing.
The clapper?
Yeah.
I just call it clapper.
Yeah, exactly. You're like,
Can we get one of those for next time?
Yeah.
Please.